In core Java, I want to create thread. Okay, so how many
Sorry, sir, you want to create class
thread?
thread? Oh, okay.
In multi-threading, I want to create a thread.
Okay.
So what are the ways that I can create a thread? Or
okay. Okay, sure. I will explain. So if you in core Java, main thing we have some things that we have using some various methods like the common ways to create sub threads in core Java means we have some extending the thread class main thing. So when you want to create a new class that extends the thread class and override the run method, right? Like it contains some code text executed in the thread, and also implementing the runnable interface also, that is one more thing. So one more thing is using some lambda expressions also. Lambda expression is coming in Java 8 concept, so you can use lambda expression to create threads more easy way. So by using these all we can create threads in core Java. So
okay.
So and also we use some that executor framework also we generally use, right? So that one also.
Okay, so fine. So what's the difference between comparator and comparable?
Comparator and
comparable interface.
Yes, I know. Comparable, right? Like the main the comparator and comparator, both concepts come in Java 8 also. So both are interfaces in Java, right? So they have some different purposes and implementations we use. So first of all, what is meant by comparable means like it is a functional interface main thing. It allows that a class to implement its natural ordering. When a class implements the comparable interface, it must be override some compared to method. So like it will define the objects of that class should be compared to like their order. For example, if you're having for example, if you consider a class like person that implements comparable based on their person's age or else salary, for that one. So with comparable, you can use sorting methods like array.sort methods also, or else collection.sort method also, so it will sort them based on the natural order defined by the compared to method. One more thing is comparator, right? So it is also a functional interface. So it defines some custom sorting logic, like for classes that may not have some natural ordering, or when you want to sort objects in different ways, like which is implemented by the class when whose objects are being sorted, right? Like a comparator is implemented with a separate class, that can compare objects of any class. So like the comparator interface has some compare method, right? That have comparable having compared to it having compare method. So it needs to override the different custom sorting logic. So
okay, fine. And what's the difference between hash map and concurrent hash map?
Yeah, hash map and right. How can I explain? Hash map, right? Yes, I have idea. Concurrent hash map. Yeah, hash map having so yes, hash map mainly it is not a thread set main thing. So when you both hash map and concurrent hash map both are implementation of the map only. So that is thing. So it is mainly used for it having it is used for storing key value pair main thing. So they have some hash map is not a thread set. It having some multiple threads concurrently modify like hash map without some proper synchronization. It can lead to it have some infinite loops or data corruption or anything and also we get some concurrent modification exception also we will get other this is concurrent hash map means it is a fully thread safe because it supports concurrent read and write operations without external synchronization. So it achieves that dividing the map into segments, and each segment it can be locked independently. So during when we are writing operations, it allowing multiple threads to access some different segments concurrently. So it is fully thread safe, and hash map is not a thread safe.
Mhm.
So hash map, it does not have some inherent synchronization because to make it thread safe. So you need to use some external synchronization mechanism like collection dart synchronized method, synchronized map. That one you have to use or managing that one synchronization. Performance wise, also hash map having some good performance for single thread applications only, not for multiple threads. So
Mhm.
yeah. And also we have some fail fast and fail safe is there, right, sir? Like hash map, hash map having some fail fast also. Iterate that one.
Mhm. Okay, which one is fail fast?
A hash map.
Mhm. Okay, and in which Java version they are introduced?
Sorry,
In which Java version these introduced
which one?
hash map?
I'm not
Java.
getting. I'm not getting.
So in which Java version? Java 1, 2, 3, Java 6, 8. Since when hash map introduced? When
In,
hash map?
in Java 1.2 only it was introduced, right, in JDK. So it is a
And
part of the Java collections of framework, right? So
and concurrent hash map? Any idea when it was?
no idea. I didn't remember instantly.
Mhm. Okay. Okay. Fine. How we can create an immutable class? Uh, how we can create an immutable class?
Okay, how we can create means like for creating an immutable class, we have some so you need how to that class is created. It's like immutable means it is a constant, it can't be changed, right? So for to make the class final, by making the class final, so you can because other classes from actually it modifying it not possible, right? If you make the classes final, so and also we have to declare all the instance variable as final, so that the values of the instance variable cannot be changed after objection creation. So and also how to avoid some providing certain methods. Do not provide any methods that modify the object that instance variable. So avoiding some returning mutable objects, everything. So for by using that one, if you want to immutable class, once an object is created, its state cannot be changed, main thing. So if you are creating immutable class, it has also thread safety, main thing. So and it is easy of reasoning about the object states. We can easily reuse that one.
Mhm. Okay. What is serialization?
Yeah.
Serialization.
Yes, I have idea. Serialization. Um, I'm remembering just a second. When it is the process of like converting objects state, when you want to store it easily, we can use serialization because it allows objects to be saved to files, sent over networks, or stored in databases like thing. So in serialization also that it have some built-in support options. So it have some to make a class serializable, you simply need to implement the interface also. The serializable interface acts as mark interface, like it indicating that the class can be serialized or not. Everything we can check.
Mhm. Okay. What is transient variable?
What is?
Transient variable.
Yes, I have. I have idea. Sorry, I'm not remembering. I know that.
Okay. So transient variable are related to, the same concept, like serialization.
Serialization only, but I don't remember that definition and example for that one. Yes.
What is solid design principle?
Sorry?
What is solid design principle?
Solid design principles, right?
Yeah.
Like the solid design principles means we have like that one SRP, like a single responsibility principle, and one more thing are open closure principles, and LSP means it have some list cover substitution principle and interface segregation principle and dependency inversion principle we have. So by these 5 principles are come under solid principles. So yes for singular, for open and close, L for list cover, I for interface, D for dependency, solid principle. These 5 are come under the solid principles.
What is list scope substitution principle?
When that means when you have an object of a superclass should be replaceable with objects, right, of its subclasses without affecting the without affecting the correctness of the program. Like in simple way, if a class is a subclass of another class, it should be able to use interchangeable when its parent class without causing any unexpected behavior, everything. So we can use LSP, like it will be used that the behavior of class is consistent with its superclass and maintain some correction of the behavior of the system. So we use that one. So mainly using without affecting the main program, we use this one, for creating by replacing the with objects of the subclasses.
Fine. What is fork join?
Sorry?
Fork join. Fork joining, multi-threading.
Fork joining?
Yeah, fork join. FORK JOIN.
Fork, I'm not getting your question.
In multi-threading, in the executor framework, we use fork join. Fork and then join.
Fork, right?
Yes.
Because
not heard. Are you aware of this concept, like fork join or?
A fork join means that mainly used to break down large tasks into smaller tasks, right? Smaller subtasks that can be executed independently and in parallel way. We use that one. So join also mainly used to that when the subtask executed under the results is combined to get in the final result, we get that one. It mainly used in multiple threads.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Like if a thread finishes its work and there are still pending some subtasks, we know that one. So it can steal some work from other threads that have some remaining tasks in their queue. So it helps to evenly distribute the workload and make efficient use of available things.
Okay. Yeah. Fine. So what are the new features of Java 8?
In Java, we have too many new features like lambda expression, functional interface, we have some collections, streams, stream API, like optional class, static defaulting methods, and like these all are come Java 8 features only.
Okay.
In that main, we have user streams, lambda expression, functional interface, main purpose.
So what is parallel stream? Parallel stream.
Parallel stream it is also in Stream API we got the parallel stream means as a developer it is it having some multi-core processors and perform operations on the data in parallel way. So if the Stream API provides some functional and declarative way to process some collection of data, and that the parallel streams extend the capability and automatically distributing the workload across multiple threads for improving the performance and parallel execution main thing. So you want to create any parallel stream, you can call the parallel method on an existing stream, or you can use a parallel stream method also directly on collection. Once you have using a parallel stream, so you can apply various operations from the stream, like stream API such as map, filter, reduce, and more. So by using stream API, you can handle the parallelization of these operations behind that code.
Okay. Fine. So now coming to Spring Boot.
Yeah, sure.
So in Spring Boot, what is profile? Spring Boot profile.
Yeah, Spring Boot profile, right? Profiles how can I explain? We have some application Spring Boot provides some several ways. We have some application properties under YAML configuration. We have some multiple profiles also. So who can explain? The Spring Boot profiles mainly used that allows you to define some configuration, configured like different sets of properties or beans based on the environment, right? So on the specific use case in which your application is running, our profiles are useful for managing the configurations for different deployment scenarios, such as deployment, development, testing, production, or other any custom environments. So for application, in application properties also you can define profile specific configuration in the application.properties or application.yml file using we can also use that one.
Okay. What is the use of @qualifier annotation? @qualifier.
Yes, I know. In Spring Boot, this annotation mainly used to it is mainly using the combination with the dependency injection to specify some which bin should be archived when there are multiple bins of the same type available, right? It helps Spring to determine which specific bin to inject into somewhere we are using. So where you have some implementations for a particular interface, and you want to inject a specific implementation into bin without qualifier. So Spring would not know which bin is injecting and which one is resulting the error, everything. So by using this one, we can define multiple bins of the same type and given the unique names using that component. Are there some annotations?
Okay. What is the difference between constructor and setter injection?
Which one?
Constructor injection versus setter injection.
Okay.
Spring concept.
Yes, I know that. Constructor and setter injection, I know that. Constructor injection, and setter, both are used in dependency injection only to inject dependencies into the class. The main thing mainly used to it provides some required dependencies to a class, but both they have different dependencies will provide. Coming to constructor injection, the dependencies are provided through the class constructor, right? The class declares its dependencies as a parameter in the constructor, and the dependency injection framework such as Spring or everything to it having some required dependencies are passed when creating an instance of the class. So for example, if you have some one service dependence and dependency A and dependency B, and those dependencies are injected through the constructor, a constructor injection ensures that the object is fully initialized with all the dependencies when it is created, making the class immutable after the initialization. So coming to setter injection, why use means when the dependencies are provided through setter methods, right? So when the class declares setter methods for its dependencies, And the dependency injection framework also calls those setter methods to injecting the required dependencies for other object creation, everything. For example, if you have any another service, like it depends on the dependency C, and the dependency is injected through the set dependency C method. So when setter injection allows for more flexibility, you can change the dependencies of an object after it is created or not. So
Mhm.
so construction injection mainly used to fully insulate with all its dependencies when it is created. So
Mhm. Okay, so fine. What is the use of actuator?
which one?
Spring Boot actuator.
Oh, okay, actuator, right? So, in Spring Boot, how it is a very powerful and very useful feature that provides various productions, right, ready to tools, right, and it having some endpoints to monitor and manage our Spring Boot application. So, it allows you to gather gathering in some things into your applications, like health, some metrics like the configurations and other useful details for operational purposes. So, when using Spring Boot actuator provides some key features like health check, metrics, environmental and configurations, information, shutdown, everything. These all are come under actuator.
Mhm. Okay. How we can create a Spring Boot project from scratch?
Sorry,
How we can create a Spring Boot project from scratch?
from scratch.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So how you create means like how can I explain, like when you want to create a Spring Boot project from scratch, so how we can develop that one is straightforward. So we have some general steps, like we use some we have to install some Java development like a JDK. So you have to then we have to set up the IDE, install and configure your preferred IDE like Eclipse or IntelliJ, whatever you want. Make sure you have the that one. So the Spring Boot development, we need to install that one. So then you need to create a new Spring Boot project, open your IDE and create, then configure the project, provide some necessary project details such as group ID, artifact ID, whatever you think. So I add Spring Boot starter dependency and add a Spring Boot starter like a pom.xml or a build data gradle like a file. It includes all the essential Spring Boot libraries required for basic projects. So and also create the main application class, like create a Java class and with some we use some at a Spring Boot application, right? So we have to implement the application logic and run the application when run your Spring Boot application using the main method in your class. So you can your application is to start and you can access it like using a default port to in your web server. So then it is automatically successfully created a basic Spring Boot project from scratch. So you can now continue some building and expanding our application based on our requirements, everything.
Okay. Fine. How we can read the properties from property file? So
Sorry?
how to read the properties from property file? Suppose there are some properties in application.properties and I
Okay.
want to read that. How?
Okay, you want to read the property in property files.
Yes.
Like if you want to,
How
if
to
you want,
access
yes,
or
we
how
have.
to access
So
from what
in properties can be read from different property files using Spring, right? We have some property source is there, annotation is there, and we have some property annotation allows you to specify the location of the property files on the environment object, provides some methods to access the properties. So we have to create property files. First, create the property file with the desired properties. Like by default, Spring Boot automatically loads properties. So application.properties is there, right? So however, you can create some customer property files as well. So for example, let's we want to create some custom property file. We can create like a custom.properties by using at property source like annotation mainly use it
have you used at value annotation?
Sorry?
At value annotation?
Yes. You can also use at value annotation to directly inject property values into specific fields and methods, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. So coming to microservices, so have you worked on microservices?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
So what is the architecture of your microservice? What are the components that are involved?
Architecture of microservice.
Mm-hmm. Yes, like what are the components you are using? How you are? I mean, basic flow. How the things work.
So the main thing architecture that having some like a decentralized data management and service dependency communication through APIs like domain-driven design like autonomous teams who have resilience like the scalability, continuous delivery, like observability, security, DevOps, like these all the steps of architecture.
Mhm.
Because mainly the microservice architecture it provides some modular like agile and scalable thing to building and evolving some applications like it have some challenges and some have some increased complexity in managing distributed systems and their inter-service communication like we need some proper design monitoring and we have some essential to ensure the success of microservice based on the applications.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What is circuit breaker?
How can I explain a circuit? Like in microservices, like circuit breaker, a circuit breaker is one of the main design patterns. So it is used to improve some fault tolerance of services that interact with the remote resources or external dependencies. It is a way to handle faults, failures, or external services like some cascading failures and improving that thing. So main thing, circuit breaker pattern based on the idea from some electrical circuit breaker, right? So which automatically stop the flow of electricity when a fault is detected to prevent further damage. So a circuit breaker main thing used to pause to an external service or opens a circuit if the service is not responding or failing repeatedly. When it is failing, it is just it will close the state and we have some threshold open state timeouts and these are all the fields we have in circuit breaker. Because it is a very popular implementation, right? So it provides some built-in circuit breaker functionality because along with the other fault tolerance features also, so such as timeouts, fallback strategies, everything, because they are widely used in microservice architectures, right? So to handle some communication with remote services, everything.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, in microservices, how you are doing authentication and authorization?
We have some different properties. We have inherited break. We have what is there how can I explain in briefly? Authorization. Like in microservices, like we have some how can I explain in microservices we have some for giving security, like they help control access into the giving some resources or functionalities within the microservice based application, right? So by using when you're using authentication, it is the process of verifying to identify of the user of service user or service. So that because they are trying to access resource or perform an action, like who are claiming to be there are several authentication. We have some token based authentication. So we have the token based means we using bearer token also. For that one we can we will take the token and we will implement that one. And what we have some, so in authorization we have some it is when you want to authenticated user or service can access, like that user or services have they have some permissions to perform specific operations like others, because they have some username and password. So by entering there only they can allow into the application to use.